I'm Annie Cleary. I'm a singer-songwriter for Enrage Entertainment. I like to advocate peace, love, and understanding. And I like to sing jazz and rock and roll. I'm in development right now, so I guess they're kind of training me to like maybe train me to be more maybe presentable artist. Like, you know, how to talk to people, how to dress. Also how to, like, you know, maybe my stage presence was a lot. We worked on that a lot. They also like helped me write new songs. Like they would say, okay, today I want you to write this, and just come up with something like that. And I'd go home and I'd come up with nothing, but then I'd go in the shower and I'd be like, oh shit, and then I'd run and write something. My heart is broken, but at what cost?
Okay, one more time. Yeah, one more time. Sean missed his cue, sorry about that.
And there's something on your piano that's going
Yeah, it's a pad. Let me take it off.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
regular piano? Yeah, good. Let's look it up.
Alright, here we go again, guys. Okay, here we go.
Fear I'm crazy, just crazy. My heart is broken, but at what cost? I'm now walls and bridges, for I feel lost and crazy, so crazy. I don't know where to go.
I made a music video actually about Asperger's and autism. I sang a cover of a Beatles song called The Fool on the Hill.
Fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes
When I was in college and I watched Magical Mystery Tour for the first time, and you know, I'm always a John fan. John. Sorry, I always refer to John Lennon as John. I don't copy him. I just found him and was like, oh my god, this is what I've been trying to say my entire life. But anyway, I was watching Magical Mystery Tour, and suddenly Paul starts singing this song called Fool on the Hill, and I was just listening to all the words, and I was like, oh my god, this is literally what it's like for a person with autism or Asperger's, or anybody that just feels like on the outside, which is what Paul was really writing about. But I kind of hit three different perspectives: how society sees autism, like in the media and stuff like that, for people who aren't autistic. And then I did an autistic's view of society and what they yearn for, which is love and acceptance and understanding. I also went a little bit deeper into a third concept, which is like the autistic person's like personal utopia. A lot of us have like this place where we go, where we when we need to like calm down, or just, you know, when we're by ourselves and just, you know, want to be happy. And they're all different kinds of places. It could be a beach, but it could be anywhere. Mine happens to be in the sky and in the clouds, and I'm usually cartoon. I always see myself as a cartoon, and I'm always in the clouds. So that was the inspiration for that part of the music video. I have Asperger's. It's a type of autism in the part of the spectrum where there's a lot of social anxiety and your senses are extra heightened. So you're very sensitive to everything: smells, sounds, textures, lights. They're a lot louder for me than than it would be for most people. But when you got into the teenage years, that was awful. They had this like little app on the phone called this dog whistle, and most people don't hear that. It's really for animals to hear, but I hear it. So like if we were in the middle of taking a test, somebody would turn it on, and I'd shoot up. You know, and I just think that they thought it was, oh, that's funny. So they'd keep doing it. And until I'd freak out and like shout at them. But as I'm older and I know more about Asperger's and everything, I understand that it's a two-way street. Like, I wish they would understand me more, but I also have to understand where they're coming from as well. It's just because they don't hear what I hear or smell what I smell, so it's hard. I don't necessarily blame them, because if I'm suddenly screeching in their ear, I'm sure that's gonna be bothersome. I mean, I know it would bother me. I wouldn't say I'm a hermit, but I'm definitely a homebody. I'm borderline hermit. I just feel safer inside the house. It's not like I'm afraid, it's just all the noises and the smells and having to deal with people. I hate having to deal with people. I like people, but I hate having to talk to them. I wish that I didn't hate talking to them. I'd like to be comfortable with them, but I can't. I don't want to paint myself as a victim, though. Sometimes when I talk about all the times people bullied me, I feel like, oh, I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, everybody should feel sorry for me. I don't want to be like, oh, look at me, look how sad I am. You know, I'm trying to show people that I overcame it, so I'm here right now. Yes, please. May I have a number 13 medium with a milk?
Okay. The milk, that'll be just a regular, small size, okay? We only have one size in the milk.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Anything else, ma'am?
No, thank you.
All right. Just come to the first window. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
They try to tell me they can't give me a medium milk. I know that.
Each week at this time, the Theatre Guild brings you an interesting dramatic presentation with a cast of prominent stage, screen, and radio.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lukewarm. It's the best. You want a cold one?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to. Happy birthday, dear Annie. Happy birthday to you.
My dad knew from the get-go. But he didn't see it as anything wrong. So we kind of always got along. My mom just didn't know why I always cried. You know, she's like, why is she crying? I don't get it. And it'd drive her nuts, you know? So until I was 15, she wasn't really able to understand what was going on. Well, I had a psychologist who was named Leslie, and she was very nice, and she had a son who was autistic, and she had a feeling that I could possibly be autistic, but more on the Asperger's side of the spectrum. So we took a few tests from other doctors, and they said I did. I don't know how it works, but all I know is that they asked me a bunch of questions, and they studied me a little bit, and that's the conclusion they came up with. I don't really remember what, like, the specific stuff that they did. All I remember is just talking to them. They've always been very supportive of that. They were very poor when they were children. They didn't get to have the things that me and my siblings got. I think they just really grew up working very hard and wanted to do everything for us kids. So they were very supportive of what we wanted to do. So thankful for that. Right now I'm not making any money, but they're still very supportive nonetheless.
Okay. Yeah. You did a good job. She's glad to see her mommy.
Like, you know, a lot of people with Asperger's and autism don't live as long as I do because of suicide. And I just want to show them that, well, I got through it, and you will too, so just don't give up. I remember all the people that do care about me. I remember when I was younger, I'd say if I could count the amount of people who would be sad if I died on my hand, then it's not worth dying, right? And then I slowly realized that even just one person is enough. My music, I just write all my feelings out. That's a really therapeutic thing for me. So like if somebody was mean to me, or, you know, I think it affects it in a good way because I'm able to hear and pinpoint things that other people wouldn't be able to on their first try. So it's kind of an advantage when it comes to music. Not so much when you're just walking around doing your normal thing outside in the real world. You don't want to go up there. You want to go up.
Left.
My fiance. We were in high school together, and we met, I mean, we kind of started talking to each other a little bit, but we really didn't start talking to each other until we were in an honor jazz band together. And we started liking each other then. I remember my mom came to pick me up from the honor jazz band, and he came over and said, "Hey, do you need me to take you home?" And I said, "No, my mom's right here." And then he's like, "Okay," and he walked away, and my mom goes, "He likes you." And I'm like, "No, he's like that with everybody. He's nice to everybody." Like, "No, he likes you." So it turns out that was true. And we've been together ever since. 8 years. 8 years, 4 months now? Yeah. 8 years, 4 months. This is my fiance, Michael.
You know, my first impression of Annie was really when she was singing, and I was just like blown away. And you know, after we would have rehearsal, after our concerts, we would just kind of hang out in the car and chat for a while. And I think I'm lucky because Annie was comfortable with me off the bat, and I know that's something that she really struggles with. And not just Annie, but someone with Asperger's, getting to that comfort level. So off the bat, I kind of knew what she was all about, and you know what she was really like, and that's why I consider myself so lucky, is because not a whole lot of people get to really know the real Annie. The biggest thing for me has always just been I can really be myself around her, and I'm glad that she can be herself around me too. You know, we don't have to put up a front. We don't have to act one way or the other ever.
He went to UC, University of Cincinnati, and so I was still in high school for 2 years while he was in college, and then for 2 years he was finishing college here, and I started going to college in California, and we did long distance, which I don't understand why it's so hard for everybody. If you really love the guy, it's gonna be okay. Sure, guys will ask you to sleep with them. Just say no. It's that simple. I think what's even greater about our relationship is that we can show people with autism and Asperger's and people who have family members who are autistic that they can live a full life. Like they can have a husband or wife, they can have a family, they can have careers, they can do anything that they want to do. So for the people who are struggling out there, don't think that it's hopeless, because it's not true. Because I have Asperger's, and I have one of the most kind, loving people who wants to marry me, and I have a good career ahead of me. I'm Annie Cleary. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I have Asperger's. Big whoop. Thanks for watching. Sorry. Drop me to do that again.
If she falls for the king, then she's a bitch. And if he falls for her, then she's a witch. All she did was fall in love, but she will never win. For the people hate her gender and the color of her skin. But she keeps trucking, she keeps on trucking. She's a lady in a bag, and she cries for peace and love. For she knows that it's her job to send a message from above. But will they listen? Will they listen? If he lies in a bed with her, he's lazy. If If he decides to wed her, then he's crazy. All he wants is happiness, but they will never care, for they hate to hear her voice, and they loathe